So how can you start selling with a 220 license? You know what products you can sell. Now, how can you start selling them? If you obtained the 220 license for auto, commercial, home, and business insurance, the first thing must be to point out that this license offers immense possibilities. Possibilities that the 440 customer representative license, for instance. We will cover the difference between them in another article. We will explain the subject so you can get to know the exact differences. The 220 license is the right path to create your own insurance business. The holder of this license is the one to whom the insurance companies can give the different appointments. This is not the case for the holder of the 440 license. In the case of the 440, for example, it used to be necessary to pass 40 hours and take an exam. Now it is not necessary to pass the 40 hours or take such an exam. There are certain schools that are certified to carry out the 440 licensing process as customer representatives, but we repeat that there is a big difference with respect to the 220 license. By contrast, the 220 license lasts 200 hours and is completely different to obtaining the 440 license. By getting certified for the 215 license, you can develop your activity without a physical office. That is, you can develop your work from home. In the case of the 220 license, it is not usual to work from home, but from premises established as an insurance agency. It is important that you follow the industry patterns, and generally the agents that have the 220 license are located in specific locations. Now, how do you set up an insurance agency, or how do you develop your work without having your own agency? You have several options, as in the case of license 215, to be able to start the sales process. The first thing you can do is the creation of your own insurance agency. From an organizational and administrative point of view, setting up an insurance agency is relatively easy. You can rent a location, get incorporated in the state of Florida, create the brand, the name, the logo, and the corporate identity, hire staff or not, develop the different marketing plans for your insurance agency, and get clients. All of this can be done relatively easily. Sure, we know that in practice, easy takes a little more work. The most difficult thing to get the 220 license and create your own insurance agency is to get the appointments with the different insurance companies, car insurance companies, home insurance companies, commercial insurance companies, etc. But don't worry, everything has a solution, and in the long run, you will be very successful. Keep listening so we can show you how you can get everything done to be able to sell with your 220 license. Unlike health insurance companies, where it is relatively easy to get approved to sell, whether you do it through an agency or by yourself, auto insurance agencies and the other 220 license products take a lot more work. This happens because those companies prefer to trust agencies that have been producing for some time, rather than trusting a person who is just starting out, is relatively new, and knows nothing about the business. Certainly, there are some agencies that have some flexibility. Maybe with some auto insurance companies, you can get appointments on your own. However, we insist that it's going to be a very difficult road to walk. You have already realized that in this field, the market is very competitive, and even assuming you get at least one insurance company, you are not going to survive for long. That's why you have to keep pushing with the other insurers to achieve your growth objectives. So now you know that it is very likely that even if you have your insurance agency and achieve the appointments with a particular insurer, you are going to stay with this one company for a while until you achieve other appointments. That can cause you problems because every day that goes by, people get more demanding. They want to look for good prices and they want to get cheaper products. And you, with only one insurer, may not be able to get them what they are asking for. The second option after you finish the 220 license is to get hired by an insurance agency. In other words, you completed the entire licensing process, you took the exam, you passed it satisfactorily, and although you are not the owner of your own agency, you solve huge problems. Working in a renowned place, and at the same time, you do not have to worry about obtaining the appointments from the insurance company because that agency already has them. One of the hardest things in this field, we keep saying it, are those appointments from the insurance companies, and this could be a great opportunity. You would be working directly for an insurance agency, and you wouldn't need to be worrying about them. Most insurance agencies need the services of your license. Whoever holds the 220 license is the one who answers to the insurance companies for the work that is being performed. Well, you answer in part because the administrative office has its own responsibility, of course, but the 220 agent is the one who can take the contracts with the different insurers, the appointments that we mentioned to you. Therefore, this can be a fantastic opportunity to gain experience and to prepare yourself to open your own insurance agency. Finally, the third option is to buy an insurance agency franchise. If you have the money to afford this type of expense, don't think twice. The insurance agency franchise can provide dividends far beyond what you can calculate now. Having a franchise guarantees that you are not starting from scratch. Usually, the entity that provides this type of business has been in the market for years, knows perfectly what its job is, and has earned a certain prestige as a business and as an institution. People trust it. The positioning of that brand will allow you to face the sales process with a much more adequate level of success. As we said before, people trust brands and established businesses. Sometimes just saying the name of an agency is a determining factor for them to make a purchase. You would benefit from those elements, of course, because there has been a work in progress for many years and there is a prestige that people respect. In addition, the franchise also includes the contracts with the different insurance companies, those appointments that you need. This makes it possible for you to make a qualitative leap in sales using the 220 license.